All right, let's talk about something that goes way beyond just your resume. We're going to dive into how you can craft a professional narrative that's truly compelling, one that tells the real story of your growth and your impact.
So let me ask you something. When you look back at your career, what do you really see? Is it just a collection of bullet points on a CV, or is it a journey, a path with a clear direction? And that difference, it's everything.
See, the thing is, the best way to really get across your value isn't through a list of facts, it's through a story. So it's time to completely change how you present your career. We're moving from some static, kind of boring document to a living, breathing, forward-looking narrative.
Think about it like this. The old way, that static list, it just tells people what you did. It's flat. But a dynamic story, that shows them how you grew. It takes all those disconnected facts and weaves them together into a clear trajectory, a real narrative that connects your past, makes sense of your present, and points directly toward your future.
And really, this is the big idea right here. Stop just listing your jobs and start narrating your journey. Just that one little shift in how you see it, that's the key. It's not just about competence anymore. It's about showing growth and showing you have a purpose.
So, what exactly is a professional narrative? Well, it's not just your life story, that's for sure. It's this really smart, focused story that pulls together all the threads, your growth, the impact you've made, and where you're headed next, all into one super powerful tale.
Okay, so every good story has to start somewhere, right? So first things first, we've got to craft your origin story. This is the bedrock. Everything else we build is going to be on top of this.
And this is the big question you have to ask yourself, because that starting point, that's what gives all the growth that comes later its meaning. It completely sets the stage.
And your starting point could be literally anything. Were you an adjunct, a brand new committee member, maybe a first-year teacher just trying to figure things out? The actual title doesn't really matter. What's crucial is just drawing that line in the sand and saying, this is where my story began.
All right, so once you've got your starting point locked in, the next thing we need to do is map out the journey itself. Think of these as the key plot points, your growth trajectory. This is where we connect the dots from where you were to where you are right now. I love this breakdown because it's such a clear way to think about your growth. It's basically split into 3 key areas. First, how did you evolve your practice? The stuff you do every day. Second, how did you expand your contributions beyond just your main job? And third, how did you go deeper? How did you build your expertise? When you think in these 3 buckets, that's when the real story starts to emerge.
And here's a perfect example of what that looks like in the real world. Just look at the journey here from year 1 to year 5. What makes this so powerful is that it shows this ever-widening circle of influence. You start by improving your own classroom, then you're serving your whole institution, and finally, you're contributing to your entire field. See? It's not just a list of things you did, it's a story of escalating expertise and impact. Okay, so we've got the beginning of our story, and the middle. We've shown what you did and how you grew. But now it's time for maybe the most important part, the why. This is the theme, the heart of your entire story. Yeah, you adopted new strategies, but why? You joined that committee, so what? Answering that why question is what takes your narrative from just a chronicle of events and turns it into a story that actually has meaning and a real purpose. And here's the key. You have to connect what you did to a bigger impact. Did it help students succeed? Did it push the institution's mission forward? This is the so what part of your story. It proves that all that growth wasn't just for you. It was for your students, your colleagues, your whole community. Any story that just stops feels unfinished, right? So the final piece of a really powerful professional narrative is to give a little hint about what's coming next. It's time to write your next chapter.
Yeah, don't leave people hanging. When you clearly point to where you're headed, it shows you're not done. You're not just kicking back and relaxing. It shows you're still on that path, still moving forward, and you're doing it with intention.
So what could that look like for you? Maybe your next chapter is about mentoring. Or maybe it's about building a whole new program from scratch. Or hey, maybe it's stepping up into a bigger leadership role. Just by stating that ambition, your whole story feels more alive, more forward-looking. Okay, here's a really important practical tip. Keep it short and sweet. This whole thing, your origin, your growth, your theme, and what's next, it should all fit into just 1 or 2 pages. That's it. Remember, the power here isn't in how long it is, it's in how clear and focused it is. All right, if you forget everything else, please remember this one thing. It's the golden rule of all storytelling: show, don't just tell. So instead of saying something like, I'm an innovative leader, which, let's be honest, is kind of boring, you show it.
You say, I spearheaded the curriculum redesign that actually led to a 15% jump in student engagement. See the difference? You're letting the story itself do the talking and prove your points for you.
So look, your career isn't just a random bunch of jobs and tasks. It's a story that's just waiting for you to tell it. And you're the author. So what are you going to write next?